Okay, good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to the Willington Board of Education Special Meeting Retreat Professional Development Work Session. It is January 3rd, 2024, and we are calling the meeting to order at 7:01 p.m. This evening, we are joined by the Board of Education attorney, Ms. Chris Cheney, and she is here to talk with us a little bit about our roles, responsibilities, and what we can do to be our best together. So, Chris, you ready to take that over?
So before you jump in, so we talked, and what we'll do is we'll go through the whole presentation. She's got a section first, and we'll go through the whole thing. She's gonna stay for a meeting. So that way, if you have questions for other things that are in the second item for professional development, they may pertain to things that you have on there, so you can ask. Does that make sense?
It does. I will show you how to work through that.
Beautiful.
All right. I'm just gonna pass out. So this is a little primer I've developed on FOI. I think it's just a nice one pager. We'll talk about it tonight, but it's also a good thing to kind of keep around. People tend to forget how FOI issues work. And this way, you have kind of an FOI cheat sheet. Just wanted to get that handed out to you. How many of you are new to the board? I know that there are a number of you. Okay, so probably the most important thing as you start your work as a board about is to understand what your roles are, and what they're not, and what Phil's role is. I think that's probably the thing that sometimes surprises people when they first get on the board. I'm on a board myself. I'm on the Planning and Zoning Commission in my town. And yeah, we are the equivalent public official to Phil for us is our town planner, our community development officer. And she, like Phil will do with you, she kind of guides us through our business and helps us do our work. It's important to remember that you're really a policy-making body primarily. You're kind of looking down at the school system from that 50,000 feet in the air. You're really looking big picture. The day-to-day stuff is really, that's what Phil and his team do for you. So that can be hard at first to learn, but that is the way boards are most functional. I always like to say this at the beginning of any presentation like this. I've been doing this a long time. I've been at this since 1992. And one of the things I can tell you I've learned is that the boards that function best are the ones where I can't tell you who's from what party. The board that I'm on is very much like that. You'd be unless you went to the website and looked to see the little D's and R's, you wouldn't, I think, know from watching our meetings who's from what party. Sometimes that's unavoidable, but I represented a school district. I'm glad to say no longer represented because they kept getting in hot water. They literally, when they had a superintendent vacancy, there was a Republican candidate for the vacancy and a Democratic candidate for the vacancy. And this is also sort of a nice cautionary tale about partisanship and about FOI. So they posted a meeting the posting said, discussion of appointment of the superintendent. Can anybody think of why that might be a problem? If you want to appoint the person? Well, it doesn't say appointment, does it? So if I'm a member of the public, I think you're just going to talk about it. And I don't care about that. I'll wait until they actually pick the guy or the gal. I want to show up for that. So despite that posting, they went ahead and voted 5-4 for the Republican guy. So then the partisan, if you will, for the other candidate said, well, that wasn't a proper vote. And people in town threatened to the Freedom of Information Commission. The problem with that is that so your superintendent does a lot of day-to-day work, signs contracts, things like that. Well, if you hold an illegal meeting, if you take action illegally, one of the things the Freedom of Information Commission can do is reverse your action. And so you get your hearing 9 months later, this guy's been your superintendent, he's been signing stuff for you. And now the Freedom of Information Commission says, no, that's all null and void. He wasn't really the superintendent because the vote wasn't.